Hello and welcome back to the Nonprofit Marketing Club. This is your go-to podcast for quick, actionable insights to help grow your nonprofit's online presence. I'm Kelly, and today we are diving into 5 tips to streamline your nonprofit's digital marketing in 2025. It's going to be such a good, juicy episode. Do not miss it. Streamlining your nonprofit marketing has got to be one of my favorite topics because it really does make such a difference to the life of a marketer in a nonprofit setting and can help you scale up your marketing efforts with minimal effort, requiring minimal time, minimal effort, minimal resources, just some upfront graft that sets you up for success. So, grab your favorite warm beverage and let's get into it. First off, managing digital marketing for a nonprofit feels like an endless cycle. You're on a hamster wheel just trying to get through all the different tasks. There's always another post to write, another campaign to promote, another email to send. It's so easy to get stuck in this reactive mode, constantly putting out fires instead of actually having a clear, streamlined strategy and moving forward. So that's why today's episode is all about working smarter and not harder when it comes to your digital marketing. The reality is nonprofits that take strategic, streamlined approach see better engagement, stronger donor relationships, and increased giving without adding more to their plate. It sounds like a dream. Let's get into it. I'm going to walk you through 5 high impact strategies that will help you cut down the time that you spend on marketing while making it way more effective. Now, these aren't just theories. These are tried and tested tactics used by nonprofits that have seen real growth in implementing them. So, if you're ready to free up your time and make your digital marketing work for you finally, then keep listening. So before we get into the specifics, let's talk about what streamlining your digital marketing actually means. It's not necessarily about doing less or cutting corners, but it's about making sure that every effort is purposeful, efficient, and aligned with your goals. If you were to think about your marketing efforts right now, are you constantly scrambling for content? Are you struggling to keep up with your social media? Are you spending hours creating emails from scratch? If so, you're not alone. There is absolutely a better way. Streamlining means having systems in place so that you're not reinventing the wheel every single week. Repurposing your content so that one story can fuel multiple platforms, using tools and strategies that save time without sacrificing quality. Now, the good news is none of this requires a huge budget or a marketing degree. It just takes a shift in approach. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in today's episode. So let's jump into the first strategy, which is creating a photo bank. So rather than scrambling to find good quality photos of your programs and your impact for your next social media post or report, keeping a well-curated collection of high-quality photos will save you so much time and keep your messaging consistent. Images tell such a powerful story, especially if you are a nonprofit. They can really speak so powerfully about your work, your impact, the people that you help, the context in which you serve. Sproutworth recently shared that images generate 650% more engagement than social media posts without graphics. That is a really big deal for your reach, especially on social media. So my encouragement to you is don't just assemble photos that only reflect your nonprofit's mission and values, but also capture ones that reflect the emotions and the stories of your work and your impact. These are the kind of photos that will really resonate with your supporters and help bring your mission and your work to life. In your photo bank, I would also include things like capturing your beneficiaries, your team or your staff at work, or some of your amazing events that you run. Having this bank of photos will not only really help save you time when you are looking to execute on a specific marketing project, but it will invite other people in to join your cause. They can actually see visually the impact of your work. So start curating that image bank today. It is such a time saver and an engagement booster. Number 2, create a bank of beneficiary and impact stories. Impact stories are a goldmine of authentic content that you can repurpose across so many different channels, from social media all the way through to your annual report and on your website. They don't just highlight the real difference that you're making in people's lives, they also give a voice to the people that you serve. It humanizes your mission, it builds an emotional connection with your audience, and it comes part and parcel with building trust and credibility. Stories especially help donors and volunteers see the impact of their financial contributions towards your nonprofit, which is a really powerful factor. It makes them feel part of something meaningful, that their donations are actually having an impact on the ground. So whether it's a short quote or a detailed story or a whole video mini documentary, compile a variety of impact stories so that they're ready to go whenever you need fresh content. The third tip I have for you for streamlining your digital marketing in 2025 is to repurpose content across channels. Repurposing content is not a new idea, but so often I meet nonprofits that aren't doing any kind of repurposing. What kind of repurposing could you be doing in your nonprofit? Using your social media posts in your newsletter, using your newsletter to feed your social media content, drawing out impact stats from your annual report and sharing them as infographics on your social media. These are just some examples of how repurposing your content can really help boost the kind of content that you have to draw from. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time when you're creating content. Rather, use what you've already created. This saves you time, it increases your reach, you're able to put more content out into the world, and you've got consistent messaging across all platforms. So think about all the content that you create on a regular basis, even over a period of a year, and think about how you can be breaking that up into bite-sized pieces and repurposing it elsewhere. Tip number 4 is to create a social media calendar. This one is a game changer when it comes to streamlining your nonprofit's content strategy. A calendar allows you to create and schedule posts across platforms so that all your content is timely, relevant, and well distributed. And honestly, when you plan your posts in advance, you'll definitely reduce that last minute scrambling of, we haven't posted anything in a while, we need to put something out there, that I know so many nonprofit marketers fall into that trap. And beyond just posting regularly, I really feel like this helps you be way more strategic in terms of looking at the bigger picture of what kind of upcoming events do you have, what kind of fundraising campaigns are you building towards, do you need to factor any awareness days into your calendar, these kind of things. If you have a content calendar that you're working with, you can really plan those out and build towards them way more strategically than if you're just posting on the fly in those moments when you realize you haven't shared something on social media in a while. And it really helps you to maintain a good mix of content, from educational content to content that is building more awareness about your organization and what you do, to posts that are sharing more about drawing people in and inviting them to become supporters or donors of your organization. So when you put all of that into a calendar, it really helps you and your team to be able to strategize effectively, create content, plan ahead, and ensure that you're effectively covering all your bases in terms of your social media marketing. My last and final 5th tip for you is to ask your founder their origin story. How did your nonprofit get started? Why did it get started in the first place? If you have access to the founder, if the founder is still in your organization, if the founder is still alive, it is incredibly powerful to sit in a room and just to ask the founder questions about why the nonprofit got started in the first place. What I've found is that founders bubble up with the origin story. They have so much insight to share, and often that will just spark content ideas. It'll help you connect with the why behind why the nonprofit was originally started. Stories like that can really resonate deeply with supporters and potential donors. And these personal narratives behind the why of what you're doing can breathe life into your content, really sparking fresh ideas and offering a more authentic, behind the scenes look and an emotional connection with your audience that few other stories can provide. There's also a really powerful aspect of the founder story in that you're connecting to a humanness that you don't often get to hear. There's a vulnerability, there's an honesty in that origin story, and that can really touch hearts and motivate people to support your cause. So take time to revisit your roots, to find out the why behind the organization that you are supporting. And if anything, it'll really help spark some content ideas. At best, you'll get the most beautiful, inspiring, impactful story about why your organization got started. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, I would love for you to leave a review on whatever platform you are watching this on or listening to this episode on. Those reviews really help us to get this podcast out to more nonprofits and more marketers just like you. Stay inspired, keep doing amazing work, and I'll see you in the next episode.